Okay, so in this video, we're going to do something that actually affects the game. So far, we've done sort of preliminary work. We've created our own mod folder, and we've poked around in FSO to see a little bit how file management works. But now what we're going to do is we're going to create a weapons table, and we're going to modify the weapons in that specified in that table, and we're going to fire those weapons in the game and see if anything is different. So in order to do that, we're going to go to our mod folder that we have created, our mod, and notice that right now there is nothing in this mod. But remember, because of our hierarchy, we have all the data from media VPs, and we have all of our data from the retail VPs. So if we run this, if we go to the launcher and we select our mod, we're gonna get we're going to get the normal game, normal media VPs. All right, good. But we want it to actually be a mod, so we're gonna add a weapons table to that. And in order to do that, let's create a folder called data, and then also create a folder called tables within our data folder. All right, so our mod data tables. And what we need to do is we need to put a weapons table in there. Now, I should qualify what I'm saying when I say create a weapons table. We're not going to create a weapons table. We're going to import a weapons table and edit it. Honestly, that's what a lot of modders start to do. You'll see why, because this weapons table is actually really large. Now, remember, Bandicam sucks, so I can't open VP files without the video cutting. So I'm just going to tell you, it's in root Freespace 2. You're going to look on the left, data, tables, and then under tables, way at the bottom, you scroll down on the right, the weapons table's in there. So I put the weapons table in the root Freespace 2 for easy access just for this video, but I never suggest putting a table file in this location. It won't be read, and I don't think anything bad will happen, but it won't be read, so there's no reason to do it. So I'm going to put this weapons table in our mod data tables right there. So now remember our hierarchy, the weapons table is going to that's in this file is going to take precedence over the weapons table that is in this root VP. So any edit that we do will affect our mod. All right, so what I want to do is let's look at the Tempest. Let's change the rate of fire of the Tempest. It's actually something that's fairly easy to do. So I hit Control F, type Tempest, and then you can see how large this table is, but by using Control F, I can find this missile very easily. So all of this data describes the characteristics of our Tempest missile, all of this data, right? So let's take a look at some of the stuff here. We've got the missile trail. All of this stuff determines how the trail behind the missile looks. We have the explosion radius in meters, the type of animation that when the missile explodes, how it will look, and a whole bunch of stuff. But the thing I want to look at right now is this field, which is fire weight time. So this is a number in seconds. How many missiles will be fired if the space bar is being held down? How many missiles will be fired per how many seconds between the firing of missiles? All right. So that's pretty fast. That's less than a second between firings. But let's make it faster. Let's make it a very small but positive number. And this is something to be careful about, because if you make this number 0, I actually have no idea what happens. If you make this number negative, I actually have no idea what happens, because a negative fire wait time, I'm just going to say it doesn't make sense. If I try to make sense of it here, I'm going to I'm going to tie myself up. So I've changed the number from 0.30 to 0.01. So the missiles are going to fire a lot faster. Okay, so I'm going to save the weapons table, put that aside. Now let's actually test this. Go to our launcher. We select our mod. We run it. And I'm going to play a game I'm going to play a mission in the retail game, but you're going to notice a big difference. Let's play the first mission here. So in this mission, there are actually tempests in this mission. So make sure that the weapon you mod and you want to test it, make sure that the mission actually has the weapon the weapon you modded so you can test it. Okay, so alright. So we can see that the missiles fire insanely fast. You can see probably immediately how much control we have over the characteristics of our weapons in the weapons table. So at this point, what I want you to do, because you have a weapons table in your own mod folder that you can make whatever changes you want to, and you know how to make changes to that weapons table, I suggest that you play around with the numbers and you test yourself to see how it affects the game. And you can get a little creative. Try to play with the damage. Make it have a very high damage. Make it have a very low damage. Play around with you can play around with all. Try to play around with the numbers. I mean, the things that the field like this, for example, here, impact explosion. It will. It's a reference to the name of a animated texture. So I'd like to get into that a little later. But yeah, try to stick with the numbers, and also try to stick with the weapons that have a player allowed flag. Because the missions in Freespace 2 are designed to use only weapons that are player allowed weapons. So stick with the Prometheus, stick with the Tempest, stick with the Harpoon, stick with the Rockeye, those sort of weapons. Change them around, and sort of have fun with it. And I'll see you in the next video. The next video we're gonna cover the ships table and get into more advanced, the finer points of tabling. So yeah, see you in the next video.